Alright, so building your brand with animation, what is it? How you can do that? Either if you are a small or big brand, you should know this because you can potentially be spending a lot of money for no reason. And here I will explain you exactly how animation works for brands. So let's start. Here at Blab Studios, we specialize in producing high-quality animations tailored to different deadlines and budgets. The first thing you need to know is the goal. What are you trying to achieve with this animation series, animation commercial? Is it brand awareness? Is it selling more? What are you trying to achieve with this? Because if you are a brand or a business, you should have a goal in terms of all the content that you are producing, even if it's a video, if it's an animation, if it's a logo. This will help you understand better also about your business. How do you want to be perceived? If it's a luxury brand, for example, you won't be able to do crappy animation or, for example, generated 100% by AI because it's not perfect. Because that's not what you are trying to perceive as a brand. So that, for example, won't work for you. But it can work for someone that is selling maybe some candies in their town and they just want to do memes and stuff like that. They can also grow with that. And if that's the goal, to grow an audience, to be big in what you are doing, probably animations that are less complicated will do the work just fine. So identifying that goal, to knowing and understanding where to go exactly, because you can go really in high quality, but you need to maintain that. And to be able to maintain that, you need to know some things that I will talk here about: how to talk with these studios, talk with these artists that are doing your animations. If you are already doing it, what do you need to have in order to continue with the animations? Because, you know, animation is a process. And for example, if you are doing 2D animation, most probably if you are doing in a consistent basis, you will need to have the files, the source files. Where are these animations done? Do not spend unnecessary money while creating animations for your brand. Understand that every software that is available has its unique features, and not knowing or changing all the time the programs and files that you used last year can potentially be lowering the quality or spending way more money to fix problems that you shouldn't have. For animation, you need to add bones, you need to add drawings that you accumulate that, and you already have an structure for not to just doing it everything from scratch again. Having the source files, okay, super important to have, because that will allow you to create more content around that and not building up everything from scratch and spending a lot of more money to do it again and do it again and do it again every year, right? So having that in place, having that in your brand guidelines, what icons to use, that's super important. It's a lot of work at the beginning, but then when you have all these organized, you will be able to use them and to have an animation cost effective for your brand and not just reinventing the wheel every time with the assets. Big brands that are already producing animation, like 3D animation, that is normally more expensive, is that executives, they just know how to say if something is good or bad, but they don't know how to give directions. Here at Blab Studios, normally we help those people that doesn't know about animation how to give us proper feedback. So the other thing is the render times. If you're creating animations for your brand, do not wait to see the final render. This is costing you hundreds of dollars. Instead, approve an image and a playblast version of each animated scene. Analyze and get proper feedback. This will save you money and time for the overall project. This is the image of the frame And this is the animation just in black and white, because we are not going to spend a lot of money rendering something that maybe we need to change. So the best way to solve this problem in animation, in render time, because render time, if you don't know, it's a lot of computers syncing together to produce these high quality animations, okay? It's not like rendering a video, it's rendering an image, but multiple times with computer graphics. And right now in 2023, render time is a problem. If the studio doesn't have a render setup, they normally, what they do is go to platforms that deliver this service for you. Basically, they are renting you computers to complete that animation. So if the executives and the people that are saying yes or no can't see the animation in the early stages and they just want the final art piece and neglect that process of, for example, storyboarding and then clay and then think with you on that, you will potentially be spending a lot more money, right? And big brands normally doesn't care. Small brands, obviously, it's way more important because every dollar counts. So if you're a small brand, remember these, always work in a process to achieve the goals that you want. Even if it takes a little bit longer, this will help you craft the perfect animation that can set up the other animations that you will create. I've seen, for example, in YouTube, this YouTuber called Iman Gatsi. He does animations, and I think he doesn't have a proper brand for their animations. I mean, when you think about as an animation, think about it as your logo, right? Your logo, you don't use orange and pink and blue for your logo. You have established colors, you have established fonts. Even the thumbnails have a style. Why you are not doing that with animation, right? Obviously, because it's way more difficult. I mean, a logo is just one image. Thumbnail is just one image. In animation, 1 second are at least 24 images. In an animation, 1 second is 24 images. So it's a lot more things to think about. And that's why having, again, proper organization is key for this. This will give you a lot more brand consistency, a lot more engagement with your audience, because I think people engage with the characters. Create a consistent set of brand characters and stick with them. They will be key in forming an emotional connection with your community. Some brands had come to me and told me like, hey, but we don't want a mascot, we don't want a character for our brand because we don't want to be categorized as this character only one. So in this case, I always tell them like, well, let's do a community of people. What's that community of people that you want to create, right? Because this will also establish yourself for the future. There are a lot of brands already working on this, virtual reality, AR. I think the future of websites will be to have your online store that your community can go in and interact and pick up your products and talk to each other. I think that's the future for websites. Establishing that right now can set you apart from your competition in a lot of years. But what to choose, right? There are a lot of things that you can choose in digital art experiences, interactive websites, apps, animations. What is best for you? What are you trying to achieve? You're trying to get in a more emotional level with your audience, or you are trying just to create brand awareness, the wow factor. All of that, we are going to help you understand what type of artistic project you are looking for, you need for the brand that you are presenting or your own personal brand. If you are feeling stuck in what to choose, I actually have a checklist for choosing the right creatives for your brand. So just go to my website, put your name and your email, and I'll send you my free checklist guide for you to have it and to use it whenever you need some solutions like we are mentioning here, okay? So if you are in this video until now, I recommend you to subscribe and comment below what creative things you are thinking for your brand that can be beneficial and helpful, and what are you feeling stuck with in terms of creating an animation, what you don't understand or want to understand about the creative process. You can comment below and let me know. See you in the next video. Bye bye.